Hello, Da here from Timeslip Softworks. Welcome to the 48th development video for Vigilantes. I'm going to cover something different in this video. While I've posted pretty regular updates on the progress of individual versions, I haven't really addressed the overall development progress. So after a very quick update on version 25, I'll move on to that. Version 25 is taking longer than usual for two reasons. The first is that I had to spend more than 1 week doing company admin work. It wasn't a particularly fun week, but it's just one of those things that has to be done. And the second reason is I had to take a couple of days off work. But version 25 is coming along pretty well. It's not a million miles off at this point, and it focuses on two things. The first is adding a new equipment type. Now, this equipment type, the number of slots that you will have for this is based on your utility stat, and the items which go into these slots typically focus on providing passive bonuses. There's quite a lot of benefit to this, and I'll cover it in more detail in the version 25 release video. The second major addition is making allies play a bigger role in the game by allowing them to carry out additional actions. Now, looking at something that's already in place, allies can help speed up the production time of facilities, and which now actually take time to build. So once I get back to work on Monday, I'll start I've a couple more actions that I will work on adding for allies. Now, to move on to the overall progress of Vigilantes, the expected release date is Q3 2018. To give you a rundown on the various aspects of development, how they're all getting on, in terms of features, it's extremely unlikely that features of substantial scale will be added post version 25. There are many reasons for this, but to cover a couple of them. At this point, Vigilantes has a strong feature set, I think one which rivals games made by studios with much larger budgets. So given that the game is sufficiently feature rich at this point, there's a greater benefit from adding content, working on the balance, tweaking the existing features to take the most out of them and making them interact with one another in a more coherent way, polishing the game and fixing bugs. The risk would be if we were to keep adding features, that you would have a game that has like a vast number of features but that has no content, that is poorly balanced, that the features don't really connect very well with one another. So that's kind of the main reason for the kind of shift in focus. The truth is that if we were to keep just adding features like we do now, features tend to take more time than anything else. They're time consuming to add. They also tend to lead to more bugs. The reality is that the game isn't going to be finished in 2018 if we keep pushing on features, and I think we've pushed far enough, and I think it's in a good place now, and I think there's greater benefit from moving on and working on things like content. I would like to say that I greatly appreciate the encouragement to be ambitious and the patience of everyone who's supported Vigilantes, especially on Kickstarter. It has, your support has allowed us to make a much better game, and I do hope that it's worth the wait for you. In terms of content, some areas are doing better than others. In terms of maps, there's over 40 maps. I think we agreed to a minimum of 45 maps, and we'll probably go over this to some extent. We wanted to add in a couple of rural maps too, but maps pretty close in that regard. And in terms of perks, there are I think around 50 perks at this point, and that's it's kind of in line with how development is going. We won't need to devote an awful lot of additional time to get the perks up to maybe say 65-70 perks. However, weapons, equipment and story are much further behind. Basically, we need to take that time that we usually devote to developing features and put a lot of that into adding the content, adding weapons, adding equipment, fleshing out the story, building the world and characters a bit more. Now moving on to the likes of balance, stability and polish. All these areas are improving. I think balance is, not everyone will agree, but I think balance is fairly good. It does need more work and it will get more attention. Stability, I think, it's coming along pretty well. Each version is getting better. Bugs are getting fixed in each update. So, as we continue, we'll continue to invest time in maintaining the game stability and improving the general level of polish in the game. And that's pretty much it for this update. Now, if you have any comments, any questions, observations that you'd like to share, please do leave a comment and I'll get back to you. And stay tuned for an update on version 25, which you'll get in the not too distant future. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.